Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture on working principle of moving coil and moving ion. So in today's lecture we would see the following contents: construction of permanent magnet moving coil, the working principle of permanent magnet moving coil, construction of moving ion and the working principle of moving ion. So before going on to this lecture, I would like to show you a small video on permanent magnet moving coil, where you will understand how the permanent magnet moving coil works and how does it operate.
This system consists of a simple horseshoe-shaped permanent magnet. Two ends of the magnet are North Pole and South Pole respectively. These two magnetic poles create a uniform magnetic field between them. Between these two magnetic poles, there is a coil, wound on a light metal frame. This light metal frame is so mounted that it can rotate freely in the field. Two phosphor, bronze conductive springs are attached at upper and lower portion of the coil as control spring. One pointer is attached to the coil, as shown. As soon as there is a current in the coil, a deflecting torque Td is produced due to electromagnetic effect. The controlling torque Tc is provided by two phosphor bronze conductive springs. The deflecting torque Td is directly proportional to current I through the coil. The controlling torque Tc is directly proportional to deflection of the pointer theta. At equilibrium, torque Td equals to torque Tc. Hence, theta is proportional to current I to be measured. Hence, the system can measure the current efficiently.
So the working principle of permanent magnet moving coil is very simple. So we give input energy as the electric current, and when the input electric current is given, the pointer shows deflection, and the deflection is proportional to the amount of current which is given as the input. And we have seen in previous lectures that there is a torque called controlling torque or restoring torque, and this restoring torque or controlling torque will be directly proportional to the angle of deflection of magnetic field. Both the torques will be equal, the deflecting torque and the controlling torque will be equal, so that the pointer will be stable in a particular position. So when these two are made equal, the amount of input current will be directly proportional to the amount of deflection shown by the pointer. So this is the working principle of permanent magnet moving coil.
This system consists of a
So this is the structure of permanent magnet moving coil. So this is the top view of permanent magnet moving coil, and this is the side view of permanent magnet moving coil. Both the structures are same actually, and this permanent magnet moving coil is used to measure DC current. So we know DC current is a unidirectional current which has zero frequency, and this permanent magnet moving coil is used to measure DC current. And it is similar to the DC Arfvedson galvanometer. The difference is directly proportional to the pointer and the scale. So the following components are present in the permanent magnet moving coil. So the first component is the moving coil. So we can see a moving coil here. So this is the moving coil, and this moving coil is made up of silk or copper wire. So the spring you see is the moving coil, and this is made up of silk or covered copper wire. And this coil is mounted on a rectangular aluminum which is centered or which is balanced by the pivot jewel bearings. So you can see here it is we have pivot jewel bearings here, and this actually serves as a support for this moving coil. So we can see the small screw present at the bottom of the moving coil, and this supports the moving coil. And this coil freely moves inside the permanent magnet. So you can see a U-shaped structure here, and this U-shaped structure is the permanent magnet, and the moving coil moves freely inside the permanent magnet. And we have voltmeter coils and ammeter coils. Voltmeter coils are wound on non-magnetic frames. So these ammeter coils are wound on metal frames, And these coils are provided so that it provides electromagnetic damping. So we know what is electromagnetic damping. So when input energy is electric current, magnetic field is produced perpendicular to the direction of electric current, and a force is created opposite to the direction of the electric current, and that force we call it as damping. So the voltmeter coils and ammeter coils are provided to reduce this damping effect. So this is all about the moving coil. So in moving coil we have we have a wire which is made up of silk or copper, and we have pivoted jewel bearings to support this moving coil, and this moving coil moves freely inside this permanent magnet, and we have voltmeter and ammeter coils to provide electromagnetic framing. And next we come to magnet systems. So we know this permanent magnet is a long U-shaped structure. It has a long U-shaped structure, and this permanent magnet is very active, and when input electric current is given, it produces magnetic field. So how does the magnetic field is produced? The magnetic field is produced because of this permanent magnet, and this permanent magnet is shielded inside the steel yoke. So the reason behind this shielding inside the steel yoke is so that it is not affected by external magnetic field. So this arrangement is provided so that we can avoid external magnetic field effects. So already we have a magnet here. So when you apply electric current, magnetic field is produced. So if there is any external magnetic field, it also will influence the electric current. So in order to avoid that, this particular permanent magnet is shielded with a steel yoke. And this permanent magnet is made up of material like Alcomax and Alnico, and they have a flux density which varies from 0.1 Weber per meter square and to 1 Weber per meter square. So we know the magnetic field unit is Weber, and for flux density is Weber per meter square. So the flux density varies between 0.1 to 1 Weber per meter square. And this permanent magnet enables the pointer to move to a degree of 250. So the permanent magnet is concentric type, and this enables the pointer to move to an angle of 250 degree. And apart from this, we have another setup called air core coil offset, and this provides 120 to 300 degree. So the reason behind this air core coil offset is to provide better resolution and small scale range, can be measured. So this particular air core coil offset is not visibly seen in this diagram, but this air core coil offset is provided so that we can have a better resolution, and the angle variation is between 120 to 300. So this is all about the magnet systems. So we have, in this magnet system we will learn what is the shape of the magnet, and what is the material used, and what is the variation in flux density. So it varies between 0.1 to 1 Weber per meter square, and how does it placed. So the permanent magnet is placed inside a steel yoke so that it is not affected by external magnetic field, and this permanent magnet helps the pointer to move to a degree of 250 degree. And apart from that, we have an air core coil offset setup, so which has a variation of 120 to 300 degree, and this is provided to have a better resolution. And next, coming to the control units. So we have already seen, so the whole setup is controlled by 2 springs, and we call that as pivoted jewel bearings. So this is provided so that a control torque is provided by these springs. A control torque is provided by these phosphor bronze springs. The spring is made up of phosphor bronze, and this is provided to eliminate any friction present inside the coil. And next is the damping effect. So this also we have seen already, and this permanent magnet is enclosed inside the steel yoke so that it is not affected by the external magnetic field or any damping torque. And next is the pointer and scale, and this is the pointer and this is the scale, and it moves to a degree of 250, and it is lightweight construction, and we have a mirror at the back of the scale in order to avoid parallax errors. So we know what is the parallax error. So when we do observation in a scale, only when a person stands straight, he would be able to note down the readings properly. So if he is standing too far, or if he is holding his head to the left, then he will not be able to take the readings correctly. So that error, we call it as parallax error. In order to avoid that error, we have a mirror at the bottom of the scale, so that whatever reading is deflected in the scale, it will be shown in the mirror also. And we have a pointer, and this pointer is actually oriented to 90 degree initially, but it can move to a degree of 250 based on the input current we give. So this is all about the structure of permanent magnet moving coil. So in permanent magnet moving coil, the operating principle is when input electric current is given, a magnetic field is produced because of the permanent magnet which is present inside, and this permanent magnet makes the pointer to move on a scale. Depending upon the input current, the scale will show the reading of the pointer, and it is deflected on the scale. And we have different components like moving coil, permanent magnet, pivoted jewel bearings to have control over the scale. And in order to avoid damping and external magnetic field effects, it is enclosed in a steel yoke, and we have the pointer, scale, and the mirror. So this is all about the permanent magnet moving coil. And next we move on to the construction of moving ion. So before going on to the operating principle and the construction of moving ion, we will see a small animation on moving ion. And before that, I would like to tell you some differences between a permanent magnet moving coil and moving ion. So this permanent magnet moving coil is used to measure DC current, but moving ion is used to measure AC current and AC voltage. So that is the first difference. And the second difference is we have two important components in PMMC, that is the moving coil and the permanent magnet. And in moving ion, we have a fixed coil and a movable vane. We call the movable structure as vane. We have the movable vane and the fixed coil. In PMMC, it is a moving coil, but in moving ion, the vane will be movable, but the coil will be fixed. And these are the two important differences between PMMC and moving ion. So now we'll see a small animation on moving ion and the working principle of moving ion instrument.
Ore of high permeability steel. Let us place this iron vane in a magnetic field produced by this stationary coil. Let us connect this source with this coil. When the current is flowing through the coil, it produces flux. Hence, this coil becomes an electromagnet. Naturally, the iron vane moves. This iron vane will move in such a way so as to increase the flux of the electromagnet. Thus, the vane tries to occupy a position of minimum reluctance. Thus, the force produced is always in such a direction so as to increase the induction of the coil. A pointer is attached or fixed to the vane. As the movement of the vane depends on the strength of electric field of the coil, the position of the pointer also depends upon the strength of the electric field. The strength of electric field is proportional to the current through the coil. Hence, position of the pointer can indicate the quantity of current in the circuit. Here it indicates how much current is supplied by the source. As the current is proportional to the voltage of the source, it can also measure or indicate the voltage of the source. The moving iron instrument is mainly classified as two types. One is the attraction type instrument, and the other is the repulsion type instrument. Now let us come to the attraction type moving iron instrument. A piece of soft iron vane is placed nearer to a magnet that it would be attracted by the magnet. The force of this attraction depends upon the strength said magnetic field. If the magnet is electromagnet, then the magnetic field strength can easily be increased or decreased by increasing or decreasing current through its coil, so that the single soft iron vein is mounted on the spindle and it is attracted towards a coil. Let us discuss repulsion type moving iron instrument. In this type of instrument, two soft iron vanes are used, one fixed and attached to the stationary coil, while the other is movable and mounted on the spindle of the instrument. When operating current flows through the coil, the two vanes are magnetized, developing similar polarity at the same ends. Consequently, repulsion takes place between the vanes, and the movable vane causes the pointer to move over the scale. I hope you have understood this. Thank you.
So this is a small animation on moving ion instrument. So we'll see the construction now. So as already said, moving ion is used to measure AC current and AC voltage, and this is an instrument like any other AC instrument, and this is a rugged instrument. So which means it is not very delicate, it is very cheap. You have a plate or vane which provides high permeability, and you can see a vane here, and this vane is kept closer to the moving coil. So you can see a vane here, and this vane is kept closer to the moving coil. So when we give an input current, what happens? The magnetic field is produced inside this coil, and which makes the moving ion or the moving vane to attract. And because of this attraction, more flux is created, and the pointer is attached to the spindle, and the pointer will move over the scale. So this is the working principle. So when you apply electric current, the coil is excited, so it produces more flux, so which makes the moving ion to attract, and this pointer is connected to the spindle, and when electromagnetic effect is created, the pointer moves across the scale, and it offers less reluctance. So moving ion instruments are classified into two types, attractive type and repulsive type. So in attractive type, we have a flat coil. So you can see a flat coil here, and a moving ion. So this is the round portion is a moving ion, and this moving ion is controlled by two weights. So one is control weight, the other one is your gravity control weight. So W1 will control the controlling torque, and this will W2 will control the gravity, and this is provided by two springs. So we can see here, and when the current is given as the input, the coil will produce magnetic field, and this will attract the moving ion and produces or enhances more flux. So when no input current is given, it is a weaker field. When more amount of input current is given, it produces a strong field. This strong field enables the pointer to move over the scale. So the gravity control is normally provided for a vertically mounted coil. So this vertically mounted coil is stationary or fixed. So we have this gravity control when we have a vertically mounted or a fixed coil. So damping is provided by air friction. So you can see structure here. So this provides air friction, and damping is provided by this air friction. So whenever there is a movement in the moving ion, this air damping chamber will also move, and this helps the vane to move better inside this fixed chamber. So next, coming to the repulsion type. So in repulsion type, we have two vanes actually, movable vane and fixed vane. So we have a coil, and inside the coil we have two vanes, movable vane and fixed vane. So when the input current is given, the vanes get magnetized, and they produce a force of repulsion between these two vanes. A force of repulsion is produced between these two vanes, that is between the fixed vane and the mobile vane. And this force of repulsion makes the movement inside the, makes a mobile vane to move inside the coil. An electromagnetic field is produced which causes deflection on the scale. And in radial vane type, we have radial strips of iron. You can see here we have radial strips of iron, and this radial strips of iron is placed inside the coil. So the fixed vane is attached to the coil, and the mobile vane is attached to the radial strip. So we can see the mobile vane is attached to the radial strip, and the fixed vane is present inside the coil. Next is coaxial vane type. In coaxial vane type, both the moving vane and the fixed vane have concentric circles. So they make a concentric circle. The fixed vane is also concentric. The mobile vane also form a concentric or a coaxial cylinder, and they are holded by a spring. So if it is an attraction type, earlier we were seeing about the attraction type moving ion instrument. If it is an attraction type, then we will have two weights, one to control the restoring torque or the damping torque, the other one to control the gravity. But if it is a repulsion type, then we have only one spring to control the the control torque. So we can see there are two vanes. So one is mobile. So these two are mobile vanes, and these two are fixed vanes. So the controlling torque is provided by the springs. So gravity control is provided only when it is a attraction type MI, and damping torque is produced by the air friction. So we saw in attraction type instrument we had an air chamber here which was also moving along with the vane, and the damping torque will be controlled by this air friction chamber. And the operating magnetic field is very weak in moving ion instruments. So depending upon the direction of current, we would choose either an attraction type MI instrument or a repulsion type MI instrument. So these instruments are unpolarized instruments, and since it is an AC instrument, it is independent of the direction of current. So this is all about the construction and the working principle of moving ion. So the reference textbook which I would prefer is A.K. Sahani, Course in Electrical and Electronic Measurements and Instrumentation. Thank you.